same, just as strong as it was on the first day.
Hey everyone, so we are back and we have loved your questions so far. Thank you so much for your questions. Keep them coming. We're going to try to compile them all together and get a video out to you guys answering them. But today we are excited to share the story of how we met. So we're going to share a little bit about, what happened and how this whole courtship and this engagement come to be.
I'll just say that how we met is not necessarily how we started dating. Brendan and I attended the same college, Cornell University. And
shout out to Big Red.
Big Red. And I was introduced to him my freshman year, which was his sophomore year. But we never really spoke after that. It was just like a kind of like, you meet a person and you can wave hi to them across campus and keep it moving. That's pretty much what it was. I didn't talk to him. We didn't really communicate, but I just knew who he was. We had similar circles of friends, so we kind of crossed paths in that way. But
yeah, she was just known as like the one with the beautiful voice, and like everybody knew her because like they would always ask her a cappella group to sing at like different events and stuff. So that's how I knew her, just like distant kind of knowing.
Distant,
yeah. So we took a class together. Second semester senior year. We were enrolled in the same class, and so we started seeing somebody on a more consistent basis. So I saw her, and then we started talking, more on and off. Just saying, hi, how you doing? Yeah, classes. And we both ended up dropping the class, so the class was a no-go. One day, I think Sharetta and I were having a conversation. She was talking to me. She was saying, hey, I want to work out more. I'm thinking about, buying this DVD set, P90X. I think a lot of people are familiar with it. It's like the other version that came before Insanity. So she said, hey, I'm interested in working out, I want to get more into it. I'm thinking about buying this DVD set. What do you think? And I was like, I have the DVD set, so if you want to just borrow mine, you can use it on and off. I don't mind at all. It wasn't any problem to me. Yeah, so I offered to loan her the DVD set.
That's how we became friends. So we moved from acquaintances to friends, sharing the DVD. When we would exchange, it was just sort of like, borrowing his DVDs.
Twice. Go ahead.
Trying to play me. It's true though. But yeah, we moved into friends, and I didn't want to make it seem like I was just using him for his DVDs. So then we would just have actual conversations, like how's the semester going, how class is going, like what do you have planned for the weekend, just regular stuff, right? But like I said, still like no romantic interest at this point, and no thoughts that we'd ever be together or anything
it was just like I saw her in my class, thought that she it would be nice of me to let her use my DVDs every now and then, and just let her do it. So.
And at this point I was also becoming more knowledgeable about what it means to date as a Christian and things like that. So I was content in my singleness. I wasn't looking to date anyone. So yeah, thoughts of dating Brennan just didn't happen.
So we started talking more. I think that she started like seeing how I interacted in different circles.
I just asked him to have like a conversation because I was facing a professional ethical decision. I had to make a really tough choice between two good options, but whatever decision I made was going to hurt something else. So I wanted to know the best way to handle it so that I could still maintain my reputation with both entities. I'll just say that. And I knew that Brandon was someone who was like very professional, or at least I thought. And I don't know why, it's like the Holy Spirit placed it on me to just go to him and ask him for advice about how I should handle this. I still don't know why I did this, but...
And when I get that text, I was like, I don't mind like helping, because I tend to like helping people, but I was like, I don't know if I'm fit for this. Like, I barely had a couple of summer internships, so...
See, I didn't know that. When you know someone from a far distance and you only see certain things, like, you get, I guess, a different perception of who they are. And this is why it's important not to assume. But anyway, we had that conversation, and although he didn't directly give me an answer, it really helped a lot.
What? I told you exactly what you should do. And she ended up doing it. And now look at her. Accomplished. So we had this awesome conversation, but it wasn't a conversation that was strictly like, Brandon, what do you think I should do about my professional decision? It was a deeper, like
No,
more
no, no,
friend basis conversation. No.
Brandon is an inquisitive person.
Oh.
He likes to ask a lot of questions, and that's why the conversation was more than just, oh, you know, what should I do? Because I'm that type of person. It's like, all right, I need this. Like, let's talk about this. Let's get down to business. But he was just like asking me more questions about who I am as a person. Also asking me questions like what led to me even having these two decisions. So.
Okay, I think that's important though. Like, you gotta know people, and I think that, you know, me being from like the Midwest. Yeah, I'm throwing in the Midwest there. Yeah, me being from the Midwest or whatever. Like, I think that, you know, having good conversation with people is important, and I enjoy knowing people on a deeper level than just surface level.
What happened after that?
I was like really touched by how deep our conversation went, and I was not expecting it to be this at all. Like, I went in there just expecting to help her answer this question that she was having, but it turned out we were talking about God, her family, you know, her time at Cornell, like the struggles that she's encountered, like all these different areas we were touching on. I was just like, Sharetta seems very connected to her spirituality, which is something that I knew, but like, it seemed like she's really about it. Like, I could see from Sharetta's answers and from, you know, the conviction that she had behind her voice, like it was real. And I was like, wow, you don't find this too often. Like, that's pretty cool. So I started, so that's what happened, like, in our conversation. That's what I saw, and I walked away. I was just like, she got me thinking about my relationship with God, being raised in the church and whatnot. Like, how am I doing, you know, in that regard too? And I was like, it'd be really interesting to find out more about, you know, why she feels this way, or her walk with God. And so I asked her if she wanted to meet up again for us to talk more.
Yeah, and when we met up, I think it was like the first question he asked me was just like, what are your thoughts on premarital sex?
Was that the first one?
I think it was the first one. And I was just like...
Maybe.
And then I was taken aback because you don't...
It's one of those questions that I think a lot of Christians often don't really discuss right off the bat. But I think that it's a pretty important... I mean,
like,
I
we're
thought
not that
pretty...
cool, and all of a sudden, like, he just wants to know my deep thoughts. And, like, I found it interesting because at this point in my life, like, God had just changed my whole heart and my whole thinking towards Christian dating. So I'm just like, the timing of this and everything is just a little strange. But we had a deep, honest conversation, and I saw within Brandon just a desire to learn more about God. I saw that he was truly like making changes in his life to draw closer to God. So it was just like a really powerful conversation, and I think from there we just started to have more conversations about our faith and, you know, our devotion time, what we were learning and things like that. And I think that's probably...
Yeah, and I told her this in the very beginning of our relationship when we actually started dating, that like I believe that, you know, the Holy Spirit was working through her to actually speak the truth that I needed to hear, and to ultimately help me see, you know, how much I need to draw closer to God and to have a deeper relationship with Him. And so that's why, like, through these initial conversations, just as like friends, I had just, you know, been going through like a lot of stuff in my personal life, and, you know, having these convictions from these conversations with Sharetta really put me in a position to open my heart fully to God and let Him work, you know, on me.
Yeah, and I was definitely seeing that. That's the main story of how we met, and it eventually led to him asking me on a date, and we'll share more details about that because we see that some of you already asked questions about how we really started like the meat of the courtship. So we'll touch on that when we answer your questions, but for the most part, how we met, we went to the same college, had similar circles, took a class together, kind of, sort of, not really, but became more familiar with each other from that, and then that led into godly conversations about our personal walks as Christians, and then we ended up here.
Yeah.
You know, it needed to happen when it did.
Amen.
Like, when we look back at it, it really was all in God's timing, and that's so important, not to rush things, not to force things, just let the Spirit really lead.
Amen. Amen. But have we had conversation prior to, you know, my last semester when we actually started talking more and more? I think that our pathway to this relationship would have been a little bit different. Not a little bit, maybe drastically different. Just because where we both were at in our lives at that point, like, I was out doing my thing, she was out, you know, doing whatever she was doing, and, you know, like, so it all happened at this time because I believe that this was the point in time when my heart would be open to actually receiving, you know, whatever love God was placing in my life at that point.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Amen. It's beautiful, y'all.
Like we said, the part about our actual first date, we'll touch that soon in the question and answer video. So stay tuned.
First date. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering where we are right now because you're not familiar with this background or, you know, that door handle or whatever, but we are actually in Philadelphia. Sharetta has officially moved to Philadelphia for her new job. And party for Sharetta.
So we're back to being long distance.
Yeah. So so much to share with you guys. Long distance engagement. But we're about it because God is about it.
Yep.
So and it's all His business. So He's gonna take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just stay tuned. We have so much to speak with you guys about, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yes, we will. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Be blessed.
He's the best.
What were you gonna say? She was just, you know, gassing me. It's whatever. I don't even pay no attention to it. Alright.